I'm 12 years old. It's summer break in Iowa City, and I'm at the Iowa City Public Library with my best friend Jasper. It's one of the first times my mother's allowing me to leave the house by myself, and I am excited. We're on the second floor, and I'm looking for the picture book version of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. At 12 years old, I'm almost 6 feet tall, so I have no problem reaching the tops of these shelves. And as I'm walking on my toes, I feel a large, heavy hand fall on my shoulder. As I turn around, my eyes connect to a golden badge attached to a very tall police officer looking down at me. And he says, "Come outside with me." My best friend Jasper is right next to him. At this point, all the air has left my lungs, and I'm terrified as I'm walking down these stairs that one of these ladies at the checkout desk is going to remember me as Cynthia's son and call her. I'm crying profusely. As we're escorted out of the building, we're led to the police car where we're told that we match the description of two black men who were banned from the library, and we're being charged with, what was it again? Trespassing. At this point, people are gathering around and looking at us like, what's going on around here? I look across the street and I see a member of my mother's church looking at us like, what's going on? I'm terrified. This is the first time I'm referred to as a black man. This is the first time I feel uncomfortable in my skin. This is the first time I learned to hate Iowa City. Now I'm 17 years old, and since that incident at the library, I've realized there are a lot worse experiences being a black man in Iowa City than mistaken identity. No. For the worst, it's a three-way tie between the times people ride by in cars and scream racial slurs, between all the times you're with your black friends and you know there's a high probability that you're going to be talking to a police officer today. Or the genuine fear in people's eyes when you're walking behind them at night, or an elevator door opens and they see you and they're like, I'll just wait for the next one. I'll make a decision that the minute I graduate from high school, I'm leaving Iowa City and never coming back. So it's a strange twist of fate that one of the only schools I got into was the University of Iowa, with the opportunity to play basketball, a game I abhorred. I knew I wasn't supposed to be playing basketball in college. I remember my first day of basketball practice. For Iowa City kids, everybody knows that it's a real privilege to be playing for one of the major teams at the University of Iowa. I walked onto that court with my black and gold jersey on, heart full of pride, in that Carver Hawkeye Arena that smelled like 50 years of accumulated sweaty socks. I stepped on that court into my first drill, and my coach, Fran McCaffrey, looked at me and said, "Okay, get the hell off of my court and don't step foot back onto it until you know what you're doing." I would later learn that that was a phrase of endearment. I spent 4 years praying every single day before practice that the other centers would not hurt themselves, so I did not have to get on the court. But the way Iowa City treated me, it was almost like I was a different person. I would walk into stores that just 5 months earlier, I was being followed around by security and asking if I could step back to have my pockets checked. And now the owners are asking me to sign posters, take pictures for the kids. The streets that I walked down for 15 years earlier, everybody who smiled at me, asked me questions, wanting to take pictures. And for 4 years, I wore that black and gold Tiger Hawk as some type of armor. Now, don't get me wrong, my experience at the University of Iowa was amazing. I experienced things that were life-changing. I found the community that I was looking for when I was younger. But it was very difficult for me knowing that these people are treating me a lot different just because they love some sports. Now I'm 22 years old. I'm at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It's our second game here. It's the NCAA tournament. We're losing by a lot with about 5 minutes to go. And as you look up and down our bench, you just see this collective of disappointment. And I realize that every one of my teammates is disappointed because this is their last time playing, whether it be for the year or for their careers. But I know I'm disappointed for another reason. I don't know if when I return to Iowa City, if things go back to the way they used to be. Do I become a threat again? Do I lose that love that I've experienced in this beautiful dream that's been the past 4 years? I know it's wrong to want to keep that. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't want it to change. Thank you.